Okay, let's tackle Kegan. This will challenge you, and that's okay. I probably think it might challenge you less than if you read the book. So, as part of my master's thesis, for theology, I combined this perspective with um, Heifetz's leadership styles and also understanding of the historical Jesus. So there's a lot there. I know that I'm not going to put my own values on you, but I did have a chance to really engage this in quite some depth in a master's pursuit of a master's degree. So Kegan's Orders of Consciousness. This is a good way to take a dip into the postmodern world, postmodern understanding of people. So, Kegan's Orders of Consciousness, in its essence, is another developmental theory. Kegan took, in his own words, took some ideas of Piaget and tried to update them with the evolving understanding that the human brain doesn't stop developing when our body stops developing. In other words, the human brain and neuroscience, you know, supports this now, our fMRI technology. The human brain is plastic. We can learn new things at older ages. The brain itself, there's evidence continues to develop from birth until about 25 or 30. After then, there's also what we've understood as a development of wisdom, some qualitative changes. And Kegan doesn't go the route of Erickson, which Erickson has all of these different developmental tasks. He's not quite, but he does follow Piaget, and then roots out into his own understanding. I wouldn't say his own understanding, but also it's based, a lot on science, and so Keegan did a lot of research, digging into at least 1,000 participants. So this goes into some of Keegan's PhD research and continuing body of research after, attaining a PhD. Um, so think of 1,000 participants, qualitative interviews. Think of different psychological tests. It really was an expanded and difficult study. So, and continuing, and I wouldn't say there's been a lot of modification since the mid 90s on this. The thought processes, in other words, he's I would argue has gotten this right. So Keegan's Orders of Consciousness, the social interaction and systems awareness. This will help you understand yourself, and I would say it is an awareness. I put all these big words out there like orders of consciousness and things like that. If you're able to situate yourself, it's really more of an awareness of where you are and how you situate yourself in the world.